Hello, John. How are you?
Doing great, Borislava. Thanks for asking.
Thank you for volunteering to be my coachee for today.
My pleasure.
Before we start, I want to ask you, is it okay to record this session for educational and mentoring purposes?
Yeah, it really is. Thank you for asking. Yes.
Thank you for agreeing. Is there anything you want to let go of before we start to be fully present for our session?
Thank you for asking that question. I've done that. I've let go of some thoughts of other things that might distract me from being present here.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. And what would you like to explore today, John?
Well, thank you for asking, and thanks for this opportunity. I want to explore being my best self with my wife as she's about to have a baby. She's having a baby. We're having a baby soon in the next couple of weeks. And I want to be very present and engaged and compassionate, patient. I want to be a really great guy through this process.
So can you tell me more about being your best self? You mentioned present, engaged, compassionate. Is there something else? Something happened. You froze. I don't know if it's my connection. Do you hear me, John? I don't know. Something happened.
I do, yeah. And I heard
Okay.
you asked, can you tell me more about being your best self? I can. I want to ensure that as this happens, during the time that she goes into labor and she's having the baby, that with all the stuff that happens, like going to the hospital, we have a doula, somebody who's going to come and support us and help us. She's really nice. But there's a part of me that has concern that she's going to get in our way. I guess I want to make sure that I make it not about me in any way, and it's just about my wife and the beauty of this experience. Yeah.
I want to acknowledge you for this noble goal, John. And as a woman, I'm really impressed. Can you tell me why is it important for you to do that?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to think about that. The first thing that comes to mind is there's only one chance at this. This is it. I'm either going to step up and be mature and be selfless and not make any trouble, not make it about me, not get frustrated, not try to control anything, not really, like just be a really good, supportive guy, do what's best for her rather than what I think is best when I don't even know. And I don't want to screw this up. There's been other situations we've had in our relationship where, like when we got married, that I have a coach, more of a spiritual mentor, who said, "This is the one chance here you got to do the best you can do. So don't screw this up," basically. And so that's what comes up for me, that this is important because this is it. I mean, this is our baby's being born. Let the experience for her be one that she remembers in such a good way rather than anything else. I can be, what can I be? I mean, I can be kind of aggressive. I don't like, I don't like at the hospital if they try to here's the thing. We've taken these classes, and in all these classes, basically they taught us these birthing classes to advocate for yourself. The nurses might want to take the baby earlier than you want to let them have the baby. There's all these things that could happen, and you really have to be proactive. You have to advocate for yourself. You have to, make sure that what you want to happen during the birthing process happens. So when I hear this, I'm like, okay, yeah, we're definitely that's gonna happen, and I just I want to be supportive, but not be too much, because my wife, I have no problem with, telling a hospital employee, like, listen, we're not doing that no matter what you say. But she doesn't like any kind of confrontation at all. I don't really think of it as confrontation, but she does. So anything like that, she would get very uncomfortable. So I just want to make sure, like, I'm very calm and just, it's not about me. There's no ego coming out. Cause that's important. Yeah, I guess that, I don't even know, actually. I don't know. I think that's why.
Yeah, I want to acknowledge you for trying to give her the best support you can in this really crucial moment and really important moment. And
thank you.
Yeah, and you mentioned so many things here which you want to do. Tell me, who do you need to become in order to be like that, to be selfless, not think about your ego, be totally supportive?
Wow. I love that. The first thing that I got is present and slowed down. Just really almost like meditative in a sense, like the way we would, I would slow down before, even before doing this call, we slowed down, just making sure I'm very slowed down, very present, very conscious, very aware of, I guess being very slowed down, present, and aware of how I want to show up or who I want to be. Yeah. I have to be aware of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, John. And we have been exploring this topic about 10 minutes. What would you like to do here in our time left so that we can say it was a really successful session? It was really helpful for you.
I would like to create a plan that I can stick to, a simple plan that I can stick to help me show up in the way that I want to show up. Or you had asked, who do you need to be? I just love that. So I want to create a simple plan to show up in the way that I intend to be.
Simple plan that you can stick to help you show up the way you intend to be. Is that right?
Yeah.
How does it sound?
It sounds so good. This is great. It sounds, yeah. And wait, when you said it back, I when I heard simple again, like that made me feel better because all of this feels a bit overwhelming. So when I said simple, I didn't think as much about it, but hearing you say it, yeah, I want to make a simple plan here.
And how would we know that we did that? We made this simple plan here in our session.
Yeah, I love that. I would feel better after the call or feel good about what's coming after we're done, like I feel right now. So we would create a plan, and then the plan would, even thinking about creating the plan makes me feel better about the whole thing, about my wife having a baby. And then after we create the plan, I would continue to feel better because I would know this is how I'm going to be, and I can do it. I could do this.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the session, how are you going to feel when we do that?
Yeah, I will feel accomplished. I will feel more confident. I think there's a part of me that, not I think, there is a part of me that has a lot of fear about what's going to come, about what feels like will be potentially a little bit of a battle with nursing staff or the hospital staff, only because of all the different advice we've been given through these classes. And it also might be made up. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I want to have a plan of action so I know how I'm going to be no matter how they are. It could be the most beautiful experience, and the hospital and the doctors and nurses are as kind and as accommodating as possible, and none of what they suggested might happens. I have no idea, but I want to be ready. So yeah, I'll feel really confident, I think.
Okay. Thank you for sharing, John. What would you like to address first? How would you like to start?
Yeah, just going back to your question, who do you need to be? And making a simple, short, doable list of who I am going to be.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a great start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you're smiling.
Again, the idea that this is going to be very simple. And I think I said it, but I would be important to say it again, and I want to write it out, which is what I'll do. So the first thing I had said is present. I want to be present and slowed down. That's the number one, I think. Yeah, that's where to start. Present and slowed down.
What needs to happen to be present and slow down?
Wow. Well, I didn't think I'd think this, but it's crazy. Thank you so much for this. I need to start being more present and slow down right now. Yeah, that's what needs to happen, because if I think that suddenly, I mean, imagine it's time to go to the hospital. Her water's broken. She's going into labor. Maybe she's been in labor a little bit. Maybe they even have to induce her. That might happen. We don't know what's going to happen. But anyways, if I think that at that time, suddenly I'm going to get present and slowed down, that's probably going to be more difficult. If I start now, though, if I can start to prepare now, then it will make it easier. I will just be who I've been being. So yeah, I want to start now, today, present and slowed down.
John, may I share?
Yeah.
Your energy changed. You, correct me if I'm wrong, but you look really excited, and tell me, what is it about?
Well, because, I mean, it's just an amazing solution I never thought about. I mean, I never thought about any of this. It feels, I guess what it's all coming back to is the feeling of this has to be doable. This has to be realistic. I can't be perfect, but I can start to be better. And actually what's coming up now for me is that starting to be more present and slow down now will help her be more calm and present and less worried as we get closer to when the baby comes, because she's starting to at times get fear and get in her own head about it. So I could actually help her now.
Thank you for sharing, John. Tell me, if any, do you think you can have some challenge with that to start right now? Or maybe if I would like to ask a little bit different question, if it's okay.
Sure.
How do you feel about your presence and slowing down right now? What's at the moment, not at the moment at the session, at this time?
Yeah, just by thinking about it right now and talking about it, it's making me more present and slowed down. In general, I'm not as present and slowed down as I could be. So then what I'm thinking is that all that matters is me staying a little bit focused on that, right? Like I haven't been focused on being as present and slowed down, so I have not been as present and slowed down. During this session right now, we're talking about it. Just by talking about it and me focusing on it, I'm getting more present and slowed down. And that's good. That's easy. So it's like, I want to be more present and slowed down. I want to start doing that now. And I can start doing that by just focusing on that some. That's what I have to do.
So what I'm hearing, the main thing is focus. If you can focus on being present and slow down, you actually are becoming present and slow down.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Wow. That's what I said, but I did not hear it that way when I said it. But yeah, that's it.
How are you feeling now, John?
I feel much better. And I didn't even know that I needed to feel better, but I do feel a lot better. That suddenly I'm feeling like this experience that's coming, my wife having this baby, it's going to be much easier than I thought. Yeah.
John, we have about 10 minutes left. How do you think we are progressing towards your goal to find simple plan you can stick to that could help you show up with your life the way you want to show up?
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly we're progressing extremely well. I feel a lot better when I didn't know I needed to feel better. And I see that I don't have to wait until later to start to support my wife. The supporting can happen now. Who I want to be or need to be later can happen now. And it's much simpler than I thought. Oh, I'm also thinking now that being more present and slowed down, it doesn't matter how the hospital staff is. Who cares if they agree with us or help us or not, or accommodate us or don't accommodate us? If I'm present and slowed down, then I'll be able to handle whatever comes my way easily. So then I don't have to worry about what's going to come my way. I'll just be there. Wow.
Can you tell me more about just be there? What does that mean for you?
Thank you for that question. That means that really there's nothing I have to do. And all this responsibility I was thinking I have, especially taking charge and going to battle with the hospital staff and standing up for our rights to the nurse if they try to take the baby within the first hour or two. Like, I don't have to worry about any of that. All I have to do is just be there. And in being there, the support comes just by being there and being present and slowed down. In fact, people respond, in my experience, people respond to how we are. So like if I went in ready to go to battle and really charged, and that's why I wanted to get coaching on this. I don't want to be aggressive or anything. Because then it's about me. Let it be about my wife and the baby that's coming and the beautiful experience of this. I lost my train of thought. But I guess it's just all I'm thinking is it's like how easy this is going to be.
May I share, John? When you were talking, it felt like so many emotions were coming up. So many. Tell me, correct me if I'm wrong, but tell me, what is it about? So many emotions there. What are these emotions about?
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing to think about. Thank you for that. I think it's a combination of excitement and possibility coming out in different ways, but then very much a lot of fear. There's all kinds of fears happening inside me, but I'm not as aware of them. They're clearly there. All kinds of, when I started to think about all that could happen, what if, there's all kinds of things that could happen that could go wrong, I guess is what it is. So then, but then there's all these things that can go right. It's like the birth process is a combination of the most incredible aspect of life and the possibility for some of the most challenging. So the emotions I feel and are expressing are a mixture of, thanks for allowing me to think about that. A mixture of excitement and fear.
John, because you mentioned fear also at the beginning of our session, if it's just answer if it's helpful for you, would you like to talk a little bit more about that fear? If it serves your goal, of course, to find a simple way, a simple plan you can stick to.
Yeah. I thank you for asking me in that way. I think it would be valuable to think about a little bit Yeah, I just think it's the fear of the unknown, lack of experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fear of the unknown. But there's actually always fear of the unknown when there's something that's unknown. I mean, how am I going to know it if I've never experienced it? So there's fear. It would probably be normal. It's normal to have some fear.
Yeah.
And yeah, the way I have the most fear is when I'm not present and not slowed down. When I'm very much in a hurry in my mind with my thinking and not present to what's happening, but in my head thinking about all the other things that might happen that actually haven't happened. So I think to focus more on being present and slowed down, then I don't have the same level of fear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you, John, and I totally resonate with you. As when you talk, it reminded me of me giving birth to my children, and there is always fear. It's just a part of the process.
Oh, that's good. Well, thanks for saying that. Wow, that's right. You've had kids, so you know the deal.
John, we have about 5 minutes left. How do you think we are progressing towards your goal?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Oh no, what were you going to say?
Simple plan. Yeah, about the simple plan.
Yeah, I think the plan is done, and if I added any more to it, it would start to not be simple. If I can just focus on being present and slowed down and let that happen right now, and stay focused on that each day, let that be like a practice that I try to make more of a habit, and just to be more present and slow down each day up until the pregnancy, the birth, and then I'll continue to feel better, because I feel a lot better now.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how are you feeling, but you answered already. I'm really glad that you feel better, and it's quite important considering what is coming up. Tell me, in these 35 minutes, what did you learn about yourself, John?
Yeah, a couple of things really important come to mind. I have everything I need within already. Everything I need is right here. I just have to access it. And the other thing is, all the stuff I get worried about is made up in my mind. It's not real. It's a bunch of stories and thoughts and concerns, and it's like, it's not even happened yet. There's really nothing. There's nothing to worry about. And in fact, worrying about it doesn't help and makes it worse. If I'm present and slowed down, then I'm right here in the moment. And right now in the moment, everything is absolutely perfect. I have absolutely nothing to worry about. And just all I have to do is just keep that. Just try and don't have to do it perfectly. Make it realistic, but just maintain that to the best of my ability up and through the pregnancy, and then probably more fear. Then there's a kid, there's a baby. Mm-hmm. I got to keep this thing alive. I don't even know what am I supposed to do then? There's all kinds of new worries. So I think present and slowed down is that's going to be the new me. Yeah. Wow.
Wow. Wow. Tell me, so John, cool. Yeah, that's so amazing. This realization how can you use that in your whole life, John? Not only in this situation with the baby.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's going to be the goal then. Because if it worked, it literally worked right now in our coaching session. I feel lighter. I feel better. I'm slowed down. I'm not future tripping, thinking about what's going to happen someday and all the things that'll go wrong. And so for my life, for the rest of my life, this can be a really great goal to have, habit to develop, way to be. I see the value in trying and staying focused on being more present and slowed down, and also not waiting. What came up in this session is it's now. It's right now. It's happening now, and it continues now, today, not in a couple of weeks.
Thank you for sharing that, John.
Thank you.
What support, if any, are you going to need to keep that inertia, motivation right now, and to just be able to actually do that, to be present and slow down?
Yeah, I think I will support myself by making this a focus of my days. That I'm pretty good at that. And then I will get my wife and have her help me too. I'll share all this with her and she'll support me, and I think that will be good enough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, John. We are at the end of our session. Is there something you want to address before we finish?
No, thank you very much for this. I feel incredible.
I want to thank you, John, for being so honest here and sharing such a deep topic and so important for you, and for the great work you did here. Thank you, John. And before we finish, I just want to ask you, is it still okay to use this session for educational and mentoring purposes?
It really is. Absolutely. And thank you so much for this incredible session.
Thank you, John.